Heather, take it away. Give it up for Heather. You ready?
I'm ready. So last Sunday I ran a half marathon without ever taking a step. I have to say, this is the best way of running a half marathon. You get all the running the metal around your neck with the fewest I'm gonna die moments. It's the best way, but not necessarily the easiest way. So why do things the hard way, you ask? 1 year ago, I became suddenly and very mysteriously sick. One day I was renovating a house, and the next day I couldn't sit up. 6 weeks in hospital, 5 neurologists, 4 visits to the ER, 3 therapists, 2 MRIs, 1 lumbar puncture, and too many vials of blood to count, and they still don't know what's wrong with me a year later. But tonight I want to tell you about how I got from being stuck in a hospital bed all the way to our glorious finish last weekend. So back in March, my runner husband Trevor found out about this organization called My Team Triumph. They provide support, equipment, and runners to disabled individuals who are crazy enough to want a piece of the racing action. They work with a couple of companies who produce adult-sized mobility devices that allow people who are usually mobility impaired to be able to go farther and faster than they could ever dream was possible on their own. But the downside is, these chairs are not cheap. Which is why the charity purchases a certain number of the chairs and makes them available to the captains free of charge for the races. Here we are, at a race. This is a really incredible resource, but the only problem for us is that I got into that chair the first time, and Trevor started running, and I fell head over heels in love. I did not want to give that chair back. I did not want to stop running. I'm a perfectly good angel who'd been begging me to come running with him for 10 years. When I saw my chance, I grabbed onto it and refused to let go. I was hooked. So first we arranged to get to borrow the chair between races over the summer. That meant that Trevor and I could start training, which we really needed to do because, as it turns out, running while pushing a full-size adult isn't quite the same as a quick jog around the block. In the running world, they say that the hardest thing to do is to get out the front door, and in our case, they really weren't kidding. Every single time we go for a run, we have to get into the garage, onto my lift, take the lift down, transfer out of my wheelchair, transfer into my running chair, put on a seatbelt, wrap myself up in a blanket, turn on Strava, remember that I forgot my sunglasses, send Trevor back into the house to find my sunglasses, wait for him to find his sunglasses, put on his shoes, get his hat, fill up his water bottle, and then we're finally ready to go. To train, we had to go back to the very beginning, training Trevor's arms, legs, and core to push me, and training my body to be okay with being in the chair for longer and longer periods of time. I provided the nutrition, hydration, entertainment, and encouragement, while Trevor provided the sweat, grunting, heavy breathing, and all the power. Great team. We started with a couple of short runs a week and slowly increased our time and distance, until we realized I had an upper limit in terms of how long I could sit in the chair, and Trevor could only push me so fast. Sad. This meant that if we were going to be able to run the half marathon, we had an even bigger hurdle to cross. We were going to have to raise $8,000 to purchase one of these fancy custom-made chairs. We were amazed at how quickly our fundraising efforts and our generous friends helped us out, but then came the waiting. The custom chairs take a minimum of 60 business days to make. Each measurement has to be individually translated into the design, each element of the disability has to be taken into consideration, and individual safety testing is necessary for each and every chair to ensure stability. But in the meantime, we had continued training, and as summer turned to fall, we really started to see our efforts pay off. By October, we had lengthened out our runs until we were able to do a consistent 21K distance. It wasn't fast, comfortable, or easy, but we started to have some fun. My Team Triumph organized the final training day on October 15th. Remember that terrifically stormy Sunday 2 weeks ago? Well, I think all of us were pretty thankful we were running slow that day when we came squelching up to this tree across the path moments after it came down. A week before the race, my chair finally shipped, a month and a half late. Delays in shipping meant it was scheduled to spend race weekend on a truck in Windsor, until one of our amazing race coordinators spent her entire Saturday driving down to pick it up and assemble it. Thank you, Marianne. October 22nd was race day, started hours before daylight. We loaded everything into the car, a half marathon in itself, by the time the old running chair, my wheelchair, and all of our kit for the day was packed, and headed off the drive in the dark. We started near the back of the race, with the 2 2-hour pace bunny, hoping to keep up. And after 21.7 kilometers of teamwork, motivation, and sheer stubbornness, my incredible angels and I were thrilled when we posted a time of 1:56.28. But this amazing chair just arrived. So now that you all know what's involved, anybody up for a run?